Doctor Who The Waters of Mars, the 2009 Autumn Special and the third of the 2008 to 2010 specials, is written by Russell T Davies and Phil Ford and it's starring David Tennant and Lindsay Duncan. Originally this was going to be the Christmas special and it was going to be called Red Christmas but got changed. So the story sets in a base on Mars called Bowie Base 1 and it was named after David Bowie and his song Life on Mars, which is cool.
Life on Mars.
So filming started on 23rd of February 2009 and David Tennant, Lindsay Duncan and other actors are spotted filming in Victoria Place, Newport. And the glasshouse scenes are filmed in National Botanic Garden of Wales, Carmarthenshire. So while Adelaide sees her daughter and granddaughter on the computer screen, Yuri puts a panel up saying no trespassing and the Doctor arrives on Mars, wearing the same suit he wore in Sanctuary Base 6. And he loves the Mars landscape, but we get an amusing scene where a robot is pointing a gun at the Doctor saying that he's under arrest for trespassing.
You are under arrest for trespassing. Gadget, Gadget.
Gadget is an exploratory robot created and operated by Roman Groom. So Adelaide pointed a gun at the Doctor asking for name, rank and intention. It gave me the shivers when I first saw that clip on the Next Time trailer.
State your name, rank and intention.
So Tarek runs in and sees the Doctor, so the Doctor asks Adelaide to put down the gun and she does, just like that. The Doctor hates funny robots apparently. Meanwhile, two people in Biodome, Andy washes a carrot and munch it down, and because he touched the water he got infected by an alien called the Flood. So Maggie went towards him to see if he's okay and my god, the way he turns around revealing his face and Maggie screaming is terrifying. So the Doctor realises the Bowie Base 1 and the date is 21st of November 2059. And that's the day it gets destroyed. He said he's sorry and that he has to go. And I think it's cool that the whole crew are from different countries. Lindsay Duncan played Adelaide Brooke, who's the captain of Bowie Base 1 and her parents never returned home after the events where the Daleks moved Earth into Medusa Cascade. So she became an orphan, then raised by her grandmother. Nikki Wilson, a producer, said Lindsay Duncan, as Captain Adelaide Brooke, is the Doctor's cleverest and most strong-minded companion yet. And David Tennant pointed out she's not really a companion like the others have been. She's very wary of the Doctor. She's not the sort of person you could imagine hooking up with him and riding off into the sunset. She's kind of the alpha male in the room really, so the Doctor has to learn to assume a slightly different role when he's around her. Peter O'Brien, who played Ed Gold, who's second in command and tried to help but he gets ordered back to his post. Alexander Mikic played Yuri Kerensky, who's a Russian nurse on Bowie Base 1, and he has a brother who lived in Dagestan with his husband. Gemma Chan, who played Mia Bennett, who's a 27-year-old geologist, who was supposed to be American but speaks British accent, so I guess we can say she's a mixture of British and American. Chuk Sibtain, who previously played Mr. Grantham in Sarah Jane Adventures Warrior of Kudlak, played Tara Kittel in this episode, who's a Pakistani and was an athlete but became an astronaut and physician of Bowie Base 1. Cosima Shaw plays Steffi Ehrlich, a German member of the base, who's a senior technician who seems to be third in command. Michael Goldsmith, who played Roman Groom, an American junior technician, designer and operator of the robot Gadget. Then we have Sharon Duncan Brewster and Alan Rusko as Margaret Kane and Andrew Stone, who often work in the garden area in the base and the first two members to be infected. I think all the cast did a fantastic job. So they heard a roar through the speakers that's coming from the biodome, and because the camera is down, Adelaide, the Doctor, Tarek and Gadget went down to the long corridor and found Maggie, who's lying on the ground. No, there we go. So Yuri and Ed went down to pick Maggie up and put her in isolation, and not long before she woke up, but has to stay locked up for 24 hours. As Yuri's watching his brother on the computer screen, Maggie wanted to bring the water from Mars to Earth, and Yuri realises that she has changed.
It has so much beauty.
We should like that world.
As Steffi run through diagnostics on the roaring, that sound identifies the voice of Andy Stone. Meanwhile, the Doctor and Adelaide went one way and Tarek did the other way, and he's found Andy, and I love it when his face is back to the camera with water dripping out and Tarek coming towards him. Then Andy turns around and throws water on Tarek. Moment where Adelaide realises that the biodome isn't safe. She couldn't communicate with Tarek, so they went to see where he is and found Andy pouring water on Tarek from his hands, which is nicely done. After Tarek is infected, we get a great chasing scene, and it's well written when the doctor says water can wait, and the fact that we're made of 60% water. I don't think Sandman would stand a chance with the Flood. The Flood are a viral species which became trapped inside a glacier on Mars, needed a physical form and infecting all biological life containing water. And I think the design of the Flood are really cool and scary, with a cracked around the mouth and white eyes. Love to see them return. Adelaide tells everyone in the base not to drink water or even touch it, not one drop. I love the bit where the Doctor and Adelaide took a ride on the gadget. That scene is a blast to watch. So they sealed out Andy and Tarek, so the Doctor and Adelaide went to see Maggie, who turns into the Flood, and they examined her. They noticed her eyes are different to the others. The Doctor is still concerned because the water always wins, and the fact it can wait. So everyone has left the room. Maggie lets herself out and screaming, which is scary. And Andy and Tarek walking down the corridor. I love it when the Doctor mentions the Ice Warriors. At least they brought them back in New Who. So the Doctor and Adelaide looks at something up. The Doctor mentions fixed point in time.
With you, Adelaide Brooke, this is one vital moment. What happens here must always happen.
Which is what?
Adelaide revealed that she saw a Dalek. This scene with Murray Gold's music has worked really well. The Doctor predicted to Adelaide that her granddaughter, Susie Fontana Brooke, when she grows up, she'll get inspired by her grandmother Adelaide to become the pilot of the Earth's first lightspeed ship to Proxima Centauri, and her descendants to the Dragon Star, the Celestial Belt of the Water Queen, the map of the Water Snake, wormholes, and one of them could fall in love with an alien prince, which would be interesting. Yeah, they should explore more stories about Adelaide's descendants. I would love to see that. So he looked on Andy's video that was filmed the day before the Doctor arrived, and they realised that the water was fine until the filter broke and virus got into a water supplies. Everyone who hasn't been infected carried on packing away. While the Doctor is standing around, there was Andy and Tarek on the roof and pouring water through the girders in the roof. While Ed runs to the shuttle, the crew are packing and the Doctor is using the lift. But then Adelaide communicates with him asking what happened to her, so the Doctor told her that she has to die today on Mars. She asks the Doctor to help, but he couldn't because of the laws of time, as her death is the fixed point in time.
On Mars, you die today.
After Adelaide lets the Doctor out, saying damn you, the water is pouring in the room, and the music in that scene, especially when it's coming after Steffi, is fantastic. It's so emotional. While the Doctor is walking away listening to all that on the comms, he's pretty upset about it. Steffi looks at the recordings of her two daughters, and the water came in and drenched Steffi, and she's crying and became a flood. Not long before a drop of water on Roman and getting infected. While Ed is in the shuttle, Maggie uses water on Ed's arm as he sealed the shuttle. He finds out the Flood wanted their water taken to Earth, so he said farewell and blew the shuttle up. So the Doctor looks at the fire and realises his memory saying that he's the last of the Time Lords. They're all gone, leaving the Doctor the only one left.
I'm the last of the Time Lords.
Because he's like, screw it, I'm not putting up with this anymore. He went back to the base to save the survivors. Adelaide asked the Doctor not to die with them, but he said the prophecy says he will knock 4 times, and it's not on Mars. So Andy knocked on the door 3 times, so the Doctor managed to electrocute Andy to move him away from the door, as the water and electricity are bad mix. The Doctor mentions that the laws of time are his.
It's taken me all these years to realise the laws of time are mine, and they will obey me!
So it turns out it's not the Floods they're fighting, it's the time. So while Maggie screams, breaking the ice floor of the glacier, Adelaide activates Action 5, which will self-destruct the base and kill everyone inside it, so the only chance was the Doctor used his gadget to bring the TARDIS where everyone who's not infected are, and they disappeared off just in time for the self-destruct. So the Doctor, Adelaide, Yuri, Mia and Gadget arrived on Earth outside Adelaide's house. Gadget shuts down as he doesn't know where he is. Mia is shocked when she sees the inside of the TARDIS, then runs away and Yuri went after. The moments where Adelaide realises that her being alive could change her granddaughter's future. We get a moment where the Doctor is not just a survivor, because he's the only one left. He's in charge of time and calls himself the Time Lord Victorious, as he's the winner of the Time War.
The Time Lord Victorious.
And they released that on the Big Finish audio many years later, which is interesting.
I must warn the universe about the Doctor!
Adelaide was horrified for the Doctor's arrogance, so she went home and shot herself, and the Doctor realises what he has done, and his interference has consequences. He sees Ood Sigma wondering if it's time for him to die. So Ood Sigma disappeared and the Doctor went back in the TARDIS and staring at the console for a bit and said no, then moving his TARDIS, feeling the same way I felt about David Tennant leaving Doctor Who.
No.
What an episode. I love it. It's really scary and sad at the same time. This episode dedicated to Barry Letts, the producer of Doctor Who, during almost entire Jon Pertwee era as the third Doctor, as well as casted Tom Baker as the fourth Doctor. Letts sadly passed away on 9th of October 2009 after suffering cancer for many years. What did you guys think of The Waters of Mars? Drop your thoughts on the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, and this is going to be so sad the next time I'm doing modern Doctor Who episodes, because that's David Tennant's last one. Unless we're counting the 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, where he returns, and then the 60th, but as the 14th Doctor. See you in the next video.